Press conference a little bit later this morning from Real Sports in Toronto. We'll introduce Auston Matthews as the 26th captain in Maple Leafs history, first American captain. But what happens to John Tavares, who is the current captain, and he's still on the team? Great to have former Leaf captain, who had his franchise record for goals in a season broken by Matthews a couple years ago. Rick Vaive back on the show over the phone. Morning, Rick.
Good morning.
Awesome to have you. Were you surprised by this news?
I think I was a little bit surprised, but at the end of the day, I think it was inevitable that I think it was going to happen at some point. And, he's the best player on the team. And I know Brendan Shanahan actually called me yesterday on my way down to Cincinnati to invite me to the press conference today. But unfortunately, I'm in Cincinnati, so I wouldn't be able to be there. But I know Johnny really well. He played with my son for 3 years with the Marlies in the GTHL, and I think he just realized that, it's time for a change. I mean, they changed the coach. They brought in some different defensemen. And I think at the end of the day, I think he kind of realized that perhaps the change was necessary at this point in time.
That's what it's interesting. So it's neat that you heard from Brendan yesterday, Brendan Shanahan, to invite you. I wonder if John is actually going to be at the press conference, because rumors are being out there that he was involved in this decision. Is it going to be awkward for John not wearing that C and still being on the team?
I don't think so. Johnny's he's a pretty grounded, well, I wouldn't say young man. I mean, he's not old, but he's not as young as he was several years ago. But at the end of the day, I think he's okay with the decision, and I think he's behind it 100%. I don't think he'll find it awkward. He may play a little bit different role than he was before, and as you get a little older, that is inevitable that you're going to have to play a different role.
Yeah, you were captain for 4 years. You became Leaf captain at the age of 22, which is, I know, super young and just kind of getting into the league. That was in the Harold Ballard days. And then you actually got the captaincy taken away from you. What was that like?
Terrible. I mean, it wasn't the best day of my life, that's for sure. But you make mistakes, and unfortunately, and it was a practice in Minnesota at 7 a.m. and I just overslept and missed the practice. And I mean, I thought, probably taking away the C was probably a little bit too harsh, but at the end of the day, that's their decision, and I really didn't have much say in it. But it was fun being the captain there for 4 years, and Boreas Salmon sitting right to my right side, and he was always ready to back me up whenever it was necessary. And I'm pretty sure that's what Johnny will do with Auston. Although Austin's not 22, but I think he'll be there to back him up as well.
I know we got to get going quickly though. What does a captain do as far as being in the room? Like, is there too much emphasis on being a captain?
You know what? I don't think so. I mean, I think there's more emphasis put on it from the fans and everything else. But at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing is lead by example. And, obviously, if you look at what Austin's been doing in the last several years, I mean, you can't do any better than that by leading by example. I mean, yeah, you might have to get up in the room a few times and maybe say something, but I think it's a little bit overplayed by people, like what the captaincy means. It's just, I don't think there's that much to it other than leading by example, and the odd time you may have to get up and say something in the room. But other than that, it's not that big of a job, really.
Awesome. Listen, Rick, I appreciate you spending some time with us. I know you're in Cincinnati because your son's getting married. So congratulations to him, and thanks for taking some time with us this morning. Rick Vaive, Leafs captain.
Yeah, no problem at all. Thank you.